What's the story, morning glory? What is the word, hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of BelleCollective Season 3, Episode 8. The D isn't silent. I was just thinking about, it just kind of dawned on me on what that means. Anyways, now that I saw the whole episode. Okay, so we're still at the peace treaty, right? Letitia's peace treaty to get everybody on the same accord, to have all the women air out their differences and grievances with whoever so that we can all come together in this kumbaya moment. Well, it was a complete failure. It was a complete bomb because we all know that whenever there is any plans of getting all the women together, it's really just for a fight, just for arguments. It's not to bring anybody together. So Tambra is still going back and forth with Marie because Marie had confronted Tambra about Tambra's lies, saying that, you know, she spoke with Tambra's ex-fiance and the ex-fiance told Marie that Tambra cheated on me. I don't know. The story to me had a lot of holes in it. Maybe I just wasn't following along. I wasn't paying attention. But the story had a lot of holes in it because I didn't understand if Marie was saying that this guy was with Tambra this whole entire time, and then all of a sudden he looks up at his television and he sees Tambra living with Demond, or if they broke up and then she began dating Demond. I was very confused, but the guy says that Tambra was cheating on him. So was Tambra cheating on him like a long time ago when they were dating? She was cheating on him with Demond because she started seeing Demond at that time, or I was just lost. But anyway, so Marie brings this information to Tambra saying, hey, you're a liar because your relationship with Demond, it was built on lies and infidelity because you're engaged to somebody else. And Tambra tells Marie, well, the guy that you've been talking to, that person is a very dangerous person because he was stalking me. And no, we were not together. I wasn't cheating on him. He was not my fiance. The relationship had ended and I had to call the cops on him and file a report on him. And there's an active protective order against him to stay away from me and my family. Marie says, oh no, he showed me the proof. He showed me the document saying that all of those charges were dismissed. There is no active protective order. And Tambra was like, how the hell would you know anything? I'm the one involved. So who knows what's going on? So they're going back and forth, and then Tambra gets so frustrated that she gets up and acts like she's about to walk out, and she says she's going to call her lawyer. I don't know what she was going to call her lawyer for. Was it to verify whether or not the protective order was still good? Like maybe it was dismissed and she didn't know about it, or maybe what was going on? So Letitia tries to console Tambra, and she's hugging on her, telling her, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Like, Letitia, girl, you knew that this was going to be the outcome. Don't sit up here and act like you really truly thought in your heart of hearts that these women were going to come together and walk away holding hands, skipping down the sidewalk as BFFs. You knew that this was going to be a problem. But anyway, Tambra's like, you know what, I've had enough of this, and she takes off. So now we have Gucci versus Latrice. Okay. Now, the first issue between Latrice and Gucci is this whole real estate situation where Gucci felt like if Latrice was her friend, she should have come to her up front in the very beginning and said, look, I know that you were working with me to find a building for my business, but I'm going to go with another real estate agent. That's what Gucci says should have happened. Latrice says that it doesn't matter how she came about it. It doesn't matter how Gucci found out. The fact is, business is business. And so she went with someone that she felt like was going to get her what she wanted. She said that Gucci was not giving her the time and the attention that she needed to help find her building. Gucci was too involved with other things. So Gucci's like, it don't matter if I was too involved with other things or not. The issue is you should have come to me and told me up front, because I found out on social media that you went with another real estate agent. You should have told me as a friend. You should have come to me and told me straight up. And another issue that they had was, who did Gucci tell first? Because Gucci says, because Latrice was like, well, you were talking about me behind my back about this whole real estate issue. And Gucci was like, no, I wasn't. I came to you first before I came to anybody else. Latrice says, no, you didn't. You were talking about it with everybody else but me. So it must not have been that much of a concern to you because you never came to me first. You went all around the Mayberry bush talking about it with everybody else. And then you brought it up to me at whatever event. So Gucci kept on saying, no, I came to you you first, like a woman. I came to you first. Well, they showed the footage. They showed the clips. Of course, Gucci talked about it to everybody but Latrice. She had confronted Latrice last. So Latrice's whole point was, it must not have been that important to you if you came to me last about it. So then they talk about, so they're arguing back and forth, right? I don't know how husbands got involved and Selena got into this mix, but they're arguing back and forth. And then Gucci says something about, well, that's the reason why, Selena is, I'm not going to use the words that they used, okay? That's the reason why, Selena is with your man right now, because, Selena and Cliff used to date back in the day. And then Latrice came out with, well, she's with them, I'm with them too, we're with them together. Y'all, I was like, what? Latrice and Cliff, they have a lot going on. Okay, they have a lot of secrets going on in that glass house, as Marie would say. So they're going in about husbands and Selena and Cliff and all this other stuff. So Akeisha, she says in her confessional, she says, well, I didn't see any peace at all at this peace treaty. And she said, this is another Letitia event fail. Okay, Akeisha is keeping track. She's keeping a tally of all of the events that Letitia does that end up in complete and utter disaster. Moving on. Speaking of Akeisha, she invites Gucci and Marie to her new house. This was like a little throwaway scene. It was just a scene for Gucci to announce that she's going to be having a birthday party, and she's inviting all the ladies, including Latrice, to her birthday party. That's really all this was about. Moving on from there. Latrice. So Latrice meets up with Tambra on Exile Island because these two women now, they have been pushed to the perimeters of the group. Ain't nobody fooling with them. So Latrice and Tambra meet up for sushi. Again, Latrice loves her some sushi. And this is the first time that we notice that Tambra, or maybe this is the second time that we've noticed that Tambra is not drinking, which makes me wonder, did she go through with her frozen ember? Like, what's going on here? But she wasn't drinking. So they're talking about what happened at the peace treaty and how Tambra felt blindsided by Marie when Marie started throwing all these accusations to her about this ex-fiance, ex-boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. And Letitia says that, so Letitia gets Tambra caught up on what happened after Tambra left. So she talks about, the fight that she got into with So Gucci, and just basically talking about Latrice. What Latrice really should do in this whole situation was, Latrice, you need to apologize. You're going to have to apologize. What you did was wrong. You should have told Gucci as soon as you decided not to work with her anymore. You should have had a conversation with her and said, you know what? I'm not really feeling this. It ain't working out. Plus, we're friends and I don't want to get this business situation in between our friendships. I'm going to go ahead and go with somebody else. That's what you should have done. And then Gucci could have done whatever she wanted to do with that information, but you did the right thing by telling her up front. That's what her friends should have done. That's what any human should have done. Anybody. Business is business, right? But you still have to be cordial in business. Latrice seems to have this mindset that you can be dirty and you can act like a shark, and you can just stab people behind their backs all in the name of business. No, you can't. Even in business, you have to show some type of decency, and you have to be cordial, and you have to be professional. And the professional thing, Latrice, was for you to tell Gucci up front. And because you didn't, and she felt some kind of way about it, you should apologize. Just say, I'm sorry, girl. I am really, truly sorry of what I did. I was really wrong for not telling you. And plus, Marie was right when Marie said at the peace treaty, Gucci, you're the professional. You're the real estate agent. Why didn't you have her sign a contract so that when she went against that contract, or it would have prevented her from doing what she did. But if she went against that contract, then you can come after her. You yapping to everybody about, oh, Latrice betrayed me. Latrice went with somebody else. That ain't doing you no bit of good. You're not making any coins off of that. So what you should have done, you should have had her sign a damn contract. But that's real estate 101. I'm not a real estate agent, and I know that. And I even know that when you get with the real estate agent, there's a contract that they have you sign saying that you're not going to work with any other real estate agent. I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it's called a non-compete clause or a non-compete contract. I don't know what it's called, but you cannot work with another real estate agent because they want to get their commission off of you. So yeah, both of y'all dropped the ball on that one. Both of y'all dropped the ball. Moving on from there, we have Marie. Marie is with her mother, Lula. So she's at home with her mom, and she's also there with her daughter. And they're talking about the struggles that her mom has had with addiction. So Lula, her mother, is now living with her because Lula had gotten really, really sick. She was coughing up blood. She had to go to the emergency room. She was in a really bad situation. So she ends up living with her daughter Marie now. So they talk about the addiction, how it affected Marie growing up as a child, not having her mother there. And she's doing this because of what she has gone through in therapy and probably wanting some type of closure or explanation about that part of her life. But her mom is like, why are we talking about this? That's the past. Leave the past in the past. What you want me to say? I had a problem. I was sick. What else you want me to do? So her mom was like, you know what? We ain't going to go down that road. So let's talk about the here and now. So Marie is like, okay, so you want to talk about the past? That's fine. Let's talk about the here and now. What about you getting help? What about you having to go to rehab and get help? And Lula wasn't feeling that either. She was like, well, I'm already in detox. I'm already detoxing. So rehab ain't going to do nothing for me. So she don't want to do that either. And Marie's like, she's at this point now in her life, after she's been through therapy, she's at this point where she's like, you know what? I can't make her be what I want her to be, and I can't make her do what I want her to do. So if she don't want to go to therapy and she don't want to go through any of that, I just have to accept her for who she is. So, I mean, to me, Lula looked kind of high in this scene. I'm not an expert on people who are using and how they look and how they act, but she just didn't seem right in this scene. So Marie just has to accept that she has to accept her mom as she is. So Gucci. So we're at So Gucci and Jay's house. It's the morning time. Gucci is making breakfast for her man, and Jay comes out and he's feeling really good because since his mom moved in, Gucci felt like she had to step it up as a wife because now she's cooking for her man. And Jay says that he's got the best of both worlds. He's got his wife spoiling him. He's got his mother spoiling him. So they're having breakfast together, and Gucci is getting him caught up about the peace treaty. And Jay really does not see it for Latrice at all. He really cannot stand Latrice. And that kind of bothers me that him as a man has such strong feelings towards Latrice. I wonder if Jay is that kind of guy where it's easy for his woman to kind of get him all pumped up about anything. And so if Gucci hates Latrice, Jay's gonna hate Latrice. But I think he should just leave that stuff between them. For him to have his feelings and emotions involved as well and have this much animosity towards Latrice, it really don't sit right. And I understand that he feels like, Latrice wronged his wife, but it's not like Latrice beat her up or Latrice, was spreading horrible rumors about her. It was just a business deal that went bad. But man, Jay has a lot of animosity towards Latrice. So the mother comes out. Mama, I think her name is Oral. Mama Oral comes out. I mean, she just comes out straight out the gate complaining. Where's my coffee cup? Where's the percolator? Don't touch my stuff. I can't find nothing. Yeah, she came out there guns blazing, already complaining about her damn percolator, her coffee percolator. Marie's meeting up with Essie, her best friend Essie. So Essie has made her debut appearance 4 or 5 episodes in. We finally get to see Essie because I was wondering, where the hell is Essie? Because Essie and Marie, they're like two peas in a pod. They're like attached by the hip. When you see one, you see the other. Well, Essie finally took her, sweet time. She is here now. So they talk about Lula. Marie's telling Essie all about Lula and, how she's concerned about her drug use and her mom doesn't want to get help, etc. And Essie was like, you know what? Don't worry about none of that. At least you still have your mother. I don't have mine. So then Essie talks about the really sad, painful, tragic story of her mother. Her mother, passed away so quickly. She says that her mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in April and she was gone by May. And as she told this story, it was so heartbreaking. And she started crying when she was talking about the part where she asked, she asked her mother, "Are you scared?" And her mother said, "I'm not scared if you're not scared." Ooh, that was deep. So they talk about their moms, and Essie just reminds Marie, just appreciate the fact that your mom is still here in whatever shape or form she's in. Be lucky that your mom is still here, because at the end of the day, Lula loves Marie and loves Marie's children. So that's just more love for y'all. If nothing else, she's here to give y'all love. Moving on. So Gucci's birthday bash, Lord have mercy. So first we see Josh, which is Latrice's former best friend and assistant. Josh shows up in all of his EJ glory, honey. He was looking really, really nice. He had on this black sequined jumpsuit, I think, with like it was just really nice. Anyway, Josh is there. Tambra shows up accompanied by her hat. Tambra loves her a good hat. Letitia comes in by herself because she tells us Glenn is out of town working, and Latrice and Cliff show up together. They made their grand entrance, and Latrice and Gucci greet each other. I was happy to see that. They did greet each other. Very cordial, very polite. Gucci, this is how it should have been between you and Selena. So Akeisha, she's having a grand old time. We see, different clips and montages of the birthday party, and Akeisha's dropping it like it's hot. She's on that dance floor getting it in. And then all of a sudden, Jay takes the mic, and he gives his little speech, happy birthday to my baby, blah blah blah. And then he said he had a surprise for her, and he said something like all the way from Jamaica. So when he said all the way from Jamaica, I thought he was going to bring something out from Jamaica, and I thought it was going to be like an intro to telling them, and I'm paying for my wife and all her friends to go to Jamaica, because BelleCollective, they don't take trips. So I was wondering, wow, are they actually going to go on a trip this time? But no, what came from Jamaica was not no damn trip, honey. It was a stripper. Okay, a stripper. I'm going to try to keep this as clean as I can. It was a stripper. He got his wife a stripper for her birthday. So he comes out, does his thing, and I guess he was a very... He was an attention grabber. He knew how to get the attention of the ladies and Cliff, by the way, because this stripper, I guess, was just extra blessed in certain areas. They said it was more than a foot long, and I was just like, okay. Okay. So this stripper stripped. The stripper stripped, got down to his birthday suit, and all the ladies except for Latrice were like kind of like, forming a crowd around him. And in the middle of this crowd that was forming around this stripper was Cliff. And I'm like, Cliff, what are you doing there? What are you trying to look at? What are you trying to see? So Cliff was all up in there with the ladies, and supposedly Cliff at some point had called, because he was standing next to Letitia, because Letitia was trying to get a look too. So Letitia was there, and everybody, like I said, all the ladies were there except for Latrice, because Latrice knew better. So at some point, Cliff had called Letitia's husband Glenn and told Glenn that he's at this damn birthday party for Gucci, and your wife is acting up in here, being completely disrespectful because there's a stripper here, and your wife is really trying to see something. And so Glenn calls, he starts sending all these messages. He's trying to get in touch with his wife, like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell is going on? So when she gets a chance, she calls him back. And so she steps outside, and they have a very heated exchange, because he's like, why are you disrespecting me? If you're going to carry my name, I don't want you disrespecting me. I guess he felt some kind of way. And she was like, hold up. I think you got me confused with Latrice, and I think you got yourself confused with Cliff, because you're not going to tell me what I can and cannot do, because I'm a grown woman and I'm going to do what I want to do. And so they're going back and forth because he feels disrespected, because the stripper is there for everybody to see. Like, what is going on? She's not touching him. She's not doing nothing with him. I mean, you can go out there and have a whole entire girlfriend and a probable, a maybe baby out there, that's okay. You want her to still love you, respect you, hold it down for you, stand by your side while you're out there, running the streets, running wild. But then she's at a birthday party. She didn't pay for the stripper. She didn't invite the stripper. This whole thing was arranged by Gucci and her husband, and she's just a participant, and you're going to get all up on her case. Now, Cliff, why in the world are you calling somebody else's husband, telling them that their wife is acting up at this? Like, why are you being a tattletale? Like, what's going on? Like, Cliff, what are you doing? Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to make this man upset, cause problems in this already very shake? And you got your own issues with Latrice and Josh and Lord knows, and Selena, and Lord knows who else. You got your own issues. That's not enough for you, Jay? I just want to know, Jay, what were you doing standing in that crowd with all those women trying to look at something, trying to get a gander at something? What are you doing, Cliff? Anywho, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.